We live in an increasingly connected world. Advancements in communication have made it easier than ever to communicate across borders. These advancements have also changed the way we use English, which has become the global standard for international workplace communication. As the use of English evolves and changes, so must our tests and test questions. At ETS, we periodically revisit our assessments to ensure that they continue to meet the needs of test takers and score users worldwide. The TOEIC Listening and Reading test is no exception. To keep up with the changing use of English around the world, ETS is making updates to the TOEIC Listening and Reading test.
The majority of the test will remain unchanged. The test updates include frequently used communication formats such as text messaging and instant messaging, as well as conversations with more than 2 speakers. The updates will also place greater emphasis on connecting information across different sources. For example, a test taker will need to connect what is seen in a visual image with what is heard in a related conversation.
The score report will remain unchanged with the exception of one additional listening ability measured: understanding a speaker's purpose or implied meaning in a phrase or sentence. This provides additional information for test takers and score users. The addition of the new ability measure does not affect a test taker's overall score. It is important to note that there will be no change to the total number of items, the testing time, or the overall difficulty of each test section. The score scale and the meaning of the test scores will remain the same. These updates are not intended or expected to change the relationships between existing test scores. Scores from the updated test are comparable to the scores from the current test.
Like the current test, the updated test is held to ETS high quality of psychometric, test development, and fairness standards. ETS assessment developers, psychometricians, and statisticians work together to conduct a pilot test and field studies. They were administered to thousands of test takers. Team members performed in-depth analysis of the results to ensure the high quality of the test was preserved. Following the launch of the test, ongoing psychometric analysis will be conducted to ensure the quality of the test. The TOEIC Listening and Reading test continues to be a fair, valid, and reliable assessment of everyday and workplace English.
Within the listening section, updates will include a reduced number of photograph and question response items, an increased number of conversation questions, and conversations that include shorter turns and more exchanges. Some conversations will now have more than 2 speakers. Also in the listening section, recorded conversations will now include elisions like gonna instead of going to, and incomplete sentences such as in a minute, which are all part of natural speech. Test takers will see a new question type that tests the connection between what is heard in a conversation or talk and what is seen in a visual image or graphic. Another new question type in the listening section tests the understanding of a speaker's implied meaning in the context of a conversation or a talk.
Within the reading section, updates will include questions testing the understanding of 3 related texts, as well as text messages, instant messages, or online chat conversations with multiple writers. There will also be a reduced number of incomplete sentence questions, a small increase in the number of single and multiple passage questions, as well as some new questions about understanding the writer's words in context. There will also be 2 new question types testing understanding of the overall organization of passages. Text completion questions that ask test takers to choose which new sentence fits best in the context of the overall passage, and set-based questions that ask test takers to understand where in the passage a sentence belongs.
The updates to the test have been designed and developed by expert test developers to ensure the same test difficulty, test length, duration, question number, reporting scale, and quality.
These updates will benefit both test takers and score users. Test takers studying for the updated tests will become more proficient in the areas that are measured. Test takers can continue to demonstrate that they have the relevant communication skills needed in today's global workplace. Score users can continue to be confident that the scores they use in their decision-making reflect the range of skills necessary for success in the workplace. As the use of English evolves, so must our tests and test questions. We at ETS want to ensure that the TOEIC Listening and Reading test reflects current language use and measures the language skills that test takers need when they are placed in or preparing for positions in the real world.